Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're really paying attention to the latest buzz around the NFL and specifically about the Buffalo Bills, you know that the offseason is never really quiet, especially when there are rumors of blockbuster trades, strategic moves, and potential shifts that could reshape the division and the conference. And boy, do we have some intriguing whispers coming out of Cincinnati and around the AFC that could profoundly impact the Bills' journey this season. It's one of those stories that, if it comes to fruition, might go down as one of the most pivotal moves in recent NFL history, especially for how it affects the Bills' chances of reaching that coveted Super Bowl stage once more. So, what's all this fuss about? Well, according to sources like Adam Schefter and other insiders close to the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals are apparently exploring the possibility of trading wide receiver T. Higgins. Yes, Higgins, a key piece in Cincinnati's offense and a player with a bright future ahead of him. The Bengals, currently sitting at a 4-3 record, are facing some financial constraints with a cap space of just around $7 million, which is tight, especially when you consider the need to extend their franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow. The buzz suggests that Cincinnati might be willing to send Higgins off for a third-round pick in 2026, along with acquiring Amari Cooper from the Cleveland Browns. Now, Cooper, a proven route runner and reliable target, has just joined Cleveland recently, and bringing him into Cincinnati could be a move to immediately boost their passing game, especially with Higgins potentially on the move. And why would Cincinnati do such a thing? Well, it's all about cap relief and strategic rebuilding. The Bengals are trying to free up some money, around $9 million, to give Burrow more room for extensions and to bolster their offensive line, which has struggled at times this season. They're focusing on rebuilding the offensive line to protect their franchise quarterback better and trying to stay competitive without overextending financially. Higgins, 26, is a player with a lot of potential, and he's shown flashes of being a true star. His hands are among the best in the league, reliable, clutch, and with a knack for making contested catches. In 2025, up until September 15th, Higgins racked up 30 receptions for 482 yards, averaging 1 yards per catch and scoring 5 touchdowns. His PFF grade is impressive, sitting at 97, and his EPA per target is positive, indicating he's a consistent threat downfield. He isn't just a deep threat, either. His yards after catch average is 4.7, meaning he can turn small plays into significant gains when needed. And of course, his contested catch rate of 74% is top tier, especially in the red zone, where he's been highly productive, scoring touchdowns on 69% of his red zone targets, making him a nightmare for defenses when the game's on the line. But it's not just about the stats. Higgins' career totals stand at nearly 0 receiving yards and 27 touchdowns, with a catch rate of around 67%. However, he's had some injury setbacks, notably a shoulder injury in 2025 that limited his snaps to just 81. Still, his talent is undeniable, and when healthy, he's a player who can elevate an offense. Comparing him to recent trades like DK Metcalf's move to the Seahawks in 2025, which resulted in a significant yardage boost, Higgins has that same potential to explode when given the right opportunities. Now the Bengals are reportedly cautious about giving up Higgins, especially considering their current offensive struggles. They rank around 17th in passing yards per game at just 222 yards. Losing a key weapon like Higgins could hurt, but they're betting on their rebuild, especially on improving the offensive line, which has been a weak point. Cincinnati's focus is on protecting Burrow and building a more sustainable attack for the future. Their offense has been somewhat inconsistent, and losing Higgins might be a blow in the short term. But if they can land a reliable veteran like Cooper, they believe it could help stabilize their passing game and give Burrow the weapons he needs to thrive. Meanwhile, the Bills are watching all of this very closely. With a 4-2 record after the bye week, they've been solid in the AFC East, but they're still dealing with some limitations. Their cap space is tight, around $2.5 million, which restricts their ability to make big moves in free agency or trades. However, they're actively seeking ways to strengthen their offense, especially in the red zone, where they've seen some inconsistency lately. The injury to Joshua Palmer, who is considered week to week with an ankle injury, has left the Bills slightly short-handed at receiver, and that's where Higgins could come in. The Bills' passing attack, led by Josh Allen, has been effective. Their completion percentage is at 68%, and their yards per attempt are solid at 82 yards. But adding a player like Higgins could be a game-changer, boosting their offensive explosiveness and helping them convert more red zone opportunities into touchdowns. And this is where the story gets even more interesting. The Bills, with their talented trio of receivers, including Stefon Diggs and Khalil Shakir, are already a potent offense, but Higgins could elevate that even further. Shakir, with a PFF grade of 87.9, has been a bright spot, and when combined with the dynamic playmaking of Diggs, adding Higgins into the mix could create mismatches that defenses simply can't handle. Their offensive performance has been trending upward, with passing yards per game jumping from 228 to around 285 when factoring in the potential addition of Higgins. That's an increase of about 15% in their offensive DVOA, which is a significant boost in efficiency, especially considering how much they rely on explosive plays. Their red zone efficiency has also improved from 54% to an impressive 68%, showing that they're better at converting opportunities into scores, a crucial factor in close games and playoff scenarios. Now, injuries to key defenders like linebacker Matt Milano and linebacker Bernard are also impacting the Bills' defense, but their overall defensive unit remains solid, giving up around 20 points per game. Their ability to support the run game and create mismatches on defense is improving, especially with the synergy working well between the defensive line and the secondary. If they can add Higgins and keep their defense healthy, the Bills will be positioned as even more dangerous in the postseason. Their odds of winning the Super Bowl have already improved significantly, with DraftKings moving their odds from plus 750 to plus 400, reflecting the growing confidence in their Super Bowl chances. The addition of Higgins could serve as that X factor in the playoffs, especially against tough defenses like the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a formidable secondary and pose a significant threat in cold-weather playoff games. Looking ahead, the vision for the Bills is clear. They want to keep building that unstoppable aerial attack, echoing the era when Stefon Diggs first arrived and became a pivotal part of Josh Allen's game. Higgins, with his size, hands, and ability to make contested catches, could be the perfect piece to cement that legacy and help the Bills not just reach the playoffs, but make a deep run. His ability to act as a catalyst for a high-powered offense would make the Bills even more unpredictable and dangerous, especially in an AFC that's filled with talented teams vying for the top spot. The Bills are not just contenders, they're positioning themselves to be favorites, and acquiring a player of Higgins' caliber could be the move that pushes them over the edge. Of course, all of this hinges on whether Cincinnati decides to pull the trigger and if the trade actually happens. But given the current landscape of the NFL and the strategic goals of both teams, it's a scenario worth watching closely. The Bengals are trying to rebuild while staying competitive, and the Bills are looking to capitalize on their window of opportunity. Both teams have a lot at stake, and this potential move could tip the balance in favor of Buffalo, especially as they aim to capitalize on their current momentum and make a serious push in the playoffs. So in the end, Buffalo fans, keep your eyes peeled. This could be a game-changing moment, a move that redefines the landscape of the AFC and sets the stage for an incredible postseason run. Whether Higgins ends up in Buffalo or Cincinnati, one thing is for sure. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and the Bills are right in the middle of it, ready to fight and push for that Super Bowl once again. The potential addition of Higgins isn't just about boosting the roster. It's about sending a clear message to the rest of the league that the Bills are not backing down and are prepared to do whatever it takes to bring another championship to Orchard Park. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over and the drama is just beginning.